Hello, and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Got a new one for you today, and this is also a new one for me in the sense that it's my first one from Katsu. Now, this is called the Katsu Genkai Kage, and I got this on Whatnot. I'm a little because I got a few things recently, so I'm not quite sure who I got it from. I'm pretty sure I got it from Blade City on Whatnot. And in the box, we have, we have some care instructions there. So that's kind of neat, right on the box. We have, okay. We have a nice little canvas bag, the Katsu logo, and a nylon holster. Okay, so that's interesting. That came side by side. Now, this is my first from Katsu. I've seen some of their knives before. Never picked one up until just now because they had a really good deal. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, it definitely was Blade City and Whatnot. They had a really good deal on it on the, or I got a really good deal on it on an auction. And let me get this all back in the bag for now, or the box for now, and we'll take a close look at the knife. Nothing else in there? Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back in. Let's leave that out actually for now. Now, what we have here, this is the Katsu Genkai Kage, and it's a budget blade. No, I say budget blade. On their website, this one, I believe, runs $59.99. Yeah, $59.99 on Katsu's website. Now, I haven't yet checked on other retailers, but I do believe that sometimes there's a good chance you might find it for less. On Whatnot, I did get a deal on it at an auction, so if you really want to save some money, that'd be a good place to check. But to get some specifics out of the way, real quick, this overall length on this one's going to be 7.8 inches. It has a closed length of 4.5 inches. It has a blade length of 3.3 inches, and it has a satin finished D2 steel blade. The handle material is a dual tone G10 done in black and purple, and it has a weight of 4.8 ounces. So, kind of a chunky fella. All right, now that that's out of the way, we have here a rather prominent looking front flipper. We have a pocket clip that's relatively deep seated and is not reversible. And I do believe these are ball bearings, but I didn't see anything specific to that in the descriptions that I was looking at. Trying to look closely at the pivot, I do see what I believe to be ball bearings on the pivot, so it should be, you would think, pretty smooth. Now, while it's closed, take a look at that blade. It's pretty well centered. Maybe I'm just a hair off, but pretty well centered. Not bad. You can see there, a little close up, and you can see how deep that the pocket clip is. And it's a relatively flat one. It does angle up a little bit because you get a heck of a bend down here, but it does flatten out at the very end, which hopefully means it won't catch too much, but it does look pretty sizable. So I don't know how that's going to go in the pocket if you brush up against anything. Now, like I said before, it is a front flipper. Oh, pretty easy. So I get a little worried when I see a really large front flipper, but the relation to the flipper and the pivot, actually, that's not bad. That works pretty well because I know sometimes I've had knives with a front flipper that spaces itself quite a bit away from the pivot and makes it really hard to use. This one's not a problem. Now, it is a liner lock. And now that we have it open, we can see that it locks up pretty well, at least from the view there. Now, okay, no movement on the blade, either up or down, left or right that I can feel. No wiggle, no rocking, no rattling. So nice solid lockup on that. Now, there's just the barest of cutout on the scale. So I don't have to dig my nail in. There's enough space and there's just enough of a cutout that I can use the pad of my thumb to easily disengage that lock. And again, pretty simple, pretty easy to use. Nice sounding lockup, nice sounding close. Pretty good detent on that. And even with a light rollover, because I've noticed sometimes on some knives, if you just roll over slowly, they don't lock up really well. But this one, even with rolling it up slowly, not a problem. Pretty good lockup on that. There you go. Maybe a little light, but yeah, nice and solid. Yeah, still pretty good lockup. Now we have is that a drop point or is that, it's almost like a harpoon. It's kind of hard to tell. Now there is a swedge at the top here, and I think that's just the oils for my hands. It's not a Hammond or anything. There is a swedge that kind of gives it an optical illusion like it's a little curved, but we've got a straight line here. We got a little bump here, so I'd almost like to say it's kind of like a harpoon, like a really chunky harpoon. Let's see what they have in comparison here. I don't think I have anything to compare it to, really. So, but it does angle down, so it's not flat. Like, it's not perfectly in line with the rest of the scale or the handle. So I wouldn't call it like a straight, excuse me, I wouldn't call it like a straight back or anything like that. It's more like a clip point had a baby with a harpoon type profile. The nice thing about that is you do have some jimping on the back, and that little bump gives you a spot, just a hair or barest of spots to just let you know how far you are on that blade. Now, there is no finger choil there, so you can't really choke up too high, but I do feel like I've got pretty good control on the edge there, especially when I've got something to reference where my thumb's at, the jimping, as well as that little bump there. The handle is nice and grippy. Really straight lines on this on the handle. It's like a Tanto style handle, so the lines are pretty nice and clean. Really neutral handle. There's no finger cuts or like I forgot what you call those. There's no choils, finger bumps. I can't remember now. My brain is fried. But it's just perfectly straight on either side, very neutral, big enough grip to get my whole hand around that. And that pocket clip is definitely on the large side. I can feel that very well underneath my knuckle. I can see that probably being a point of irritation. It's gonna cause a hot spot underneath my knuckle. Now, if I'm holding it this way, it's a little better. That pocket clip kind of sits more towards my palm, and my palm wraps around it, so it's not as irritating. Now, if I were to hold it like this, it's pretty much out of the way. But otherwise, if you're holding it like this, that could cause a hot spot right underneath the knuckle there. So just something to be aware of. But otherwise, nice weighty feel to this one if you don't mind heavier knives. I can't really say it's any more comfortable than any other knife that has a very straight handle to it, but it's not uncomfortable. There's no sharp edges. The edges are nicely smoothed out. And those G10 liners and the inner liner, the steel liners inside, go right to the same edge. You do have some relief cuts on the inside on the liner to help lessen the weight a little bit. But it's still kind of a chonky fella. Now, if you look on the blade, we have, for the branding, we got Katsu on one side. And then I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm assuming it's a designer mark. And D2 on the other. Again, D2 steel. So you'll want to make sure that you keep the blade clean, wipe it down when you're done using it, apply a little oil, or my preference would be a little blade wax, a little paste wax of some sort. And as long as you keep it clean and wipe it down and add a little wax or oil, that should keep the blade perfectly clean. Shouldn't have much issue with rust or corrosion. And on the plus side, you have a blade that can keep its edge for a very, very long time. Now, let's see how well this cuts right out of the box. All right. Oh, that is a very smooth sounding cut. I'm trying to get the entire edge there to see if I feel any. That was me. I'm trying to see if there's any areas where it catches, but I'm not feeling or seeing any. So really nice edge right out of the box. Okay, there. Now we do have a bit of a sharpening choil there. Oops, focus. I just caught that, so you want to be aware of that. But otherwise, all along that edge, nice sharp edge, good clean lines on the paper. Very well done edge on this one. I really like that. And like I said, the D2 steel, really good capability of holding on to that edge for a good long while. Let's try another test. I've been doing this more and more using those little cardboard tubes. Let's see how this goes. Now, I don't go all the way because I don't want to cut into my mat, but otherwise that fit in really easily. Nice, clean cut on the cardboard. That was pretty nice. So kudos to their factory edge on this one. Now, this is pretty darn nice. Now, I saw the price that they were starting them, if I remember correctly, at $1. Every time I've seen these on Whatnot, they tend to go around for like, oh, $35 to $45. Again, on Katsu's website, I see them for 60. I haven't had a chance to check any other retailers yet, though. So the prices for like on other retailer websites could be a bit less. But otherwise, not a bad blade. A really good budget blade from Katsu. I've never had one of theirs before, so I was really excited to finally get my hands on this. I've seen this a few times, and I've always thought about grabbing one, but then I'd get distracted by something else. But this came up again, and I just didn't want to ignore it this time. And really smooth operation on that pivot. I haven't done anything to that pivot whatsoever. Nice lockup. In fact, I haven't done anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do what I always do and add a little pivot oil in there. And I do this with every new knife. Just helps protect the knife at the pivot, because if there's going to be any dirt collecting anywhere, it's going to be right at that pivot. Also, it'll help supposedly cut down on wear and tear, since that's the one spot in a knife where things are rubbing up against each other. And especially with liner locks or frame locks or any type of lock where there's a ball type detent, I'm going to add a little oil right on there as well. As soon as I can figure out where it's at, there it is. So just a little bit of oil, the ball detent as well. Doesn't feel like it's changed anything. It's still just as smooth as it was without the oil, which is a nice sign. But really nice. I was going to say nice little. It's not really that little. It's a really nice blade for the cost. And that is a really chunky piece of D2 steel, too. Flat ground. Look at the size of that spine. Ooh, go watch that point. The size of that blade stock. right there. But nice flat grind, really slicey, pretty impressive. And only like I said, I think I got it for about $35 when I got it on auction. So not a bad deal at all for a pretty darn nice knife, and very pretty too with these little cutouts. Again, the grip is really nice. I don't feel like it's gonna slip anywhere. But you've got all these little cutouts, these diamond shaped cutouts that really add to the grip, as well as the texture on the G2 on the G10 itself. So pretty neat little knife from Katsu. I like it. I have no complaints really. Good edge, D2 steel. Love the look. Easy to operate, super smooth. My only, actually, now that I think about it, my only complaint about this has to be that pocket clip. Normally, I like deep carry pocket clips like this, but this one rides really high in relation to where the scale's at, so that comes out quite a bit from the scale. In fact, let's take a better look at that one. Where did I put my demonstration pocket? You'll have to excuse my squeak chair. Let's see how that is. We'll put that in the pocket. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of space, even when clipped on. I'd be wary of rubbing up on anything because there's a good chance you might accidentally take it with you, even though they did flatten out the tip there. It's just a really large pocket clip, or a really high pocket clip. So if that was just a little lower, I think that would go a long way. But otherwise, not a bad deal for $35, especially from whatnot. But let me know what you think. Do you have any Katsu knives? I want to take a look at more of their stuff. This is my first one from them, like I said, but I'm really impressed with the quality of their knives. So I'm going to try to check out more as soon as I get the chance. But let me know what you think. Do you have any Katsu? Do you have this particular one? Let me know your opinion below in the comments. And thank you so much for all your support. Hope you've been enjoying these videos. I'm sorry I haven't been able to bring them out as often as I'd like. Things have been just super busy, but I'm trying to get these out as quickly as I can. So thank you for all your support and patience. But if you haven't yet, please hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you'll know as soon as I drop a new video. But thanks again for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.